Hello, we have another short and sweet for you.
Very exciting. We have voicemails.
Oh, I love voicemails. I love
I
hearing
love a
people's
voicemail.
voices. Yeah,
I
yeah.
know the Call It crew have been calling in, leaving us messages, and we are dedicating this entire episode to listening to some of those. So let's just get into it. Let's go.
Hi, Jessica and Camilla. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys. Huge, huge fan. My advice seeking is about being 30 and a woman and struggling kind of for the first time ever with some really severe self-questioning and self-doubt. I have a successful career as a college professor. I'm educated. I have a ton of friends and a great family. So I've accomplished a lot in my adulthood, and I never worried about being single. I never worried about checking like societal boxes about, being a homeowner, having kids, stuff like that. But ever since I turned 30, I'm experiencing this like crazy level of self-doubt for the first time. And it's gotten worse in the past couple months because I recently took the leap of starting my own wedding planning business, which is something I've always wanted to do professionally. And as exciting as it is, I am just truly terrified and feeling a little bit overwhelmed and paralyzed by self-doubt. It's scary to take a risk on yourself, and I feel like a little kid playing dress up and can't help but wondering, if I had a partner, would I feel better? Am I the last single 30-year-old left? Stuff like that. So I guess I'm just panicking about being 30 and being scared to do big things on my own, but also not wanting to feel obligated to find a partner and just struggling a little bit with that.
Okay, first of all, don't panic. Don't panic. Everything you just said sounds so
Incredible
I was gonna say awesome.
and exciting.
I think you're exactly where you should be. It sounds like you are. I mean, I don't know what your own personal boxes were. My guess is with all you've accomplished that you've done some thinking about it because you sure have achieved a lot. So I would say, to really look at all that you've accomplished and feel the power. I mean, again, we get into the gratitude piece, right? When we're looking at what we do have and we express our gratitude for it, it just grows. And maybe you just need that to grow and edge out the self-doubt because self-doubt is inevitable, right? You're always going to think of it on some level. But if it's not serving you, which it doesn't sound like it is, I think that you can let all that you've accomplished sort of, again, edge out the self-doubt and focus on that, not on what you don't have.
I also think there's something weird when you turn 30 because when we were growing up, what we were seeing is our parents sort of have it being owners earlier than in their 20s and having the kids and having the husband and generationally there is a shift that's happening. And so I think that two things are sort of butting up against themselves, and that's what we grew up thinking we would be doing at 30 because that's what we saw parents do. And now this shift that's happening where people are like, hey, I don't need to get married in my 20s. I don't need to have kids in my 20s. Maybe I'll do that in my 40s. And that's what happens, I feel like, on 30th birthdays. It's like the generational, like bumping up against each other. And it sounds to me like this should be an amazing birthday. You have this incredible career and you have this new thing that you're exploring, and you have the fear with it, which is going to drive you even more. I think it all sounds exciting. And I think that, yeah, let go of that self-doubt. And by the way, to think that you're the last single 30-year-old left, not even close. Not even close.
Not even close. And I think that sometimes what I've heard people talk about that I was friends with, or even in my own life, it really look at the company that you're keeping. Like, it can seem like you're the only 30-year-old single lady out there if in your friend group you are. In which case, don't get rid of those friends. Love those friends. Those friends are amazing. But you might want to reach out to some, other ladies who are also single, because that's fun, and that's going to get you out, and that's going to get you thinking about that you're not alone, A, and that B, you have, a wing person to go with you to, wherever you want to go to meet people. I famously said earlier, to the gym or to the movie theaters.
Yeah, the movie that where you love a movie theater friend date. I also turned 30, not married, without any children.
I thought you were going to say I just turned 30 a little bit ago, and I was like, come on.
Well, it was a little bit ago. It was a little bit ago. But I was not married. I did not have kids, and I felt just fine about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you're good. Good. Focus on what you do have, and then make sure that you've got some friends that are also single so that you can experience not feeling alone and going out and getting to it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, next.
Hello, ladies. My name is Christopher from Ireland. I'm 45 years old, a single gay man. And can I just say firstly that I absolutely adore the two of you. And I love this podcast. I let all the episodes build up for a while, and then I have a marathon. My question is, like I said, I'm 45 years old. And at this stage, I'm still lost in life in terms of, what direction, what my purpose is. I'm working in a job that's not my passion, but it's paying the way. I'm just wondering, can you give me some advice? I would really appreciate it. And keep up the good work. Love you.
I love hearing from Ireland.
I love him too.
I love hearing from you, Ireland. My grandma's Irish. She's from County Mayo. So a little shout out to the Irish peeps listening.
Do you ever sometimes, Camilla, when you hear voices, there's a complete energy and understanding of who the person is?
Yeah.
Because I heard like the kindest.
I know, the gentlest soul.
And curious. And I loved how open the words that he was using and how specific he was about something that was obviously very non-specific. And I just have to say that sometimes it's just the energy that your voice carries with you that actually says so much. So that's a big question. And I guess my first response would be, I think you're on your way a little bit more than you think you are. I think you might have more than you think you do.
Because he's asking the question in the first place, because he's itchy to like.
I think because there was something in his voice that was just so open and available. And so often that's the toughest part. Like sometimes the toughest part is being open to your life and sort of that surrender where it's like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to show up and be the best person that I can. And I'm going to do all the things. And then I'm going to let, I'm obviously being a little bit non-specific here. I don't know. I just felt like it's such a big question.
When you were in this part of your life, because this is what I did you ever make one of those dream boards?
Yes, vision boards.
The vision boards. The vision board really helped me because I was forced to put to paper dreamy things that I wanted. And just really making that decision of what that looked like for me, even though I was just sticking a picture on a board, helped me kind of focus on what was going to bring me that joy. And so I think it's a little, because when you ask a big question like that, it encompasses so much. And I feel like it might be a good task. What's a word for it? A good
exercise.
A good exercise. I think it might be a good exercise to literally make your own vision board so that you can ask yourself, okay, I'm in this job that I don't like. What do I think will bring, what do I think I will enjoy doing? Where do I want to live? What do I see for my future?
That is such good advice. I mean, that is such good advice. And I was struggling with how big the question was, but that was such great advice because it's asking someone to really think about it and focus and put energy into it, because we all know that when you start to put energy into things, there's a return of the energy. And for anyone who's not familiar with a vision board, although I think it can mean a bunch of different things to different people. It is an actual physical board. It can be a whiteboard, it can be a cork board, it can be a big piece of paper. I used to do them for my kids at the beginning of every school year.
Yeah.
And we would just you get images of things that you as like silly as a thing you want, like that you really hope that you can save enough money to buy a purse, or it can be a picture of a beautiful place that you want to go. It can also be inspiring phrases or words, things that you need to use as a personal mantra. Like if you're really looking for purpose, then it can be just that, like purpose. Like what is my call? What calls to me in terms of like when I wake up in the morning, what do I want to do? What it's as specific as like, do I want to wake up at 8 a.m. or do I want to wake up at 11 a.m. for my job? Like just getting specific about what it is that you want to attract. Because that's what the vision board is meant to do, is that once you start thinking about things and naming them and looking at pictures of representations of them, that you are then attracting them. So I think that's awesome. Christopher, yes, what Camilla said, do that. I want a vision board, and please send us a picture of it.
Yeah, I love that too.
That was good.
Thanks.
You
I
pulled
love
that
a
out of
vision board.
nowhere.
I know it was a big question though.
Yeah, and I was floundering at sea, and you were like,
I know.
I got this.
I know, it was the first time I ever felt like I got it. Jess always has it, and I'm like, yeah. But this time I was like, Jess, it's my turn to shine.
Hold my cup.
Hold my cup. I've got a vision board. Everyone, shut up. I read the book The Secret. I know what I'm talking about. That was the one time in 50 episodes I'm going to have. That was it.
Nope. That was amazing.
It's over. The moment's gone for me. I just blew my load on that.
No, my eyes started like welling. I got goosebumps. I was all.
You got goosebumps. That'll be the last time that happens, Jess.
Nope. Okay, Anonymous.
Hi, girls. Love the show. I just love listening to it. It's amazing. I'm calling because I just am in the phase of life. I got married about 2 years ago, and I'm just in the phase of, I know I want babies, but not yet. And everyone around me has opinions or whatever. And I'm just curious, like, if you have any advice for when you're in that in-between phase and not feeling rushed to go to the next phase, but also sitting in the excitement of what is happening now and what's to come, and just some advice for the just got married, not ready to have babies, but know I want babies phase. So thanks. Have a great day.
I love this question.
First off, I love that she knows what she wants.
Yes.
And that's all that matters.
I think in that post, well, obviously you're talking about before you get married, but I think that after you get married and the dust settles, I think there is always that moment where couples sort of have to go, is it a when or is it an if? Because sometimes that happens, like if we have babies, or is it when we're going to have babies? So I feel like, number one, you're halfway there, right? It's a when. And then I sort of feel a couple different ways about it, which is if you know you're enjoying your life right now and that you've got some stuff to do, then do it. Oh my gosh, because there won't be another time like this again. And it's not scarcity. It's not like, oh, it's going to go away or some horrible thing's going to replace it. But you have a unique opportunity to be with your person without another piece of your heart being given to other little people and go have some fun and create some adventure. That time of your life is so important, and to recognize that. And again, I can hear the freedom in your voice. I think that you're not too angsty about it. I think and you've got that intuition that this is the right thing for you. And then I think that there's also the part that's like, in my opinion, there's really no good time to have a baby. Like it's all gonna upend, like I really felt like personally, Christopher was ready before I was, and I was sort of like, oh no, I just have to get that one more job, or I have to have more financial security, or I have to have, I don't know. For me, it was a lot of work stuff. It was like I needed to get to a place before I had babies, which probably is why, Camilla, when you were on the show and you were like, I'm going to have babies, I was like, have a baby right now.
No, you literally, it's funny because I'm listening and I remember you saying to me that's actually technically no good time. Yeah. There's not going to be a perfect moment where the stars align. You're like, wait, it's all here. But there is a moment when you feel more ready.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know it. It is apparent. It's not a mystery. You know when you're ready. It's a little switch that gets flipped, and you're like, oh right.
Yeah, as two people that have kids, please enjoy your marriage. You're newlyweds still. It's 2
Yeah.
years. Like, please enjoy that time. And everyone else can just shut up. Because you know what? I didn't ever look at anybody and think, wow, they've done it so perfect. Like, or people that did look like they did it perfect. It wasn't my journey. It wasn't my jam. And so just everyone always has opinions. I love just recently on the pod, and I literally used this last week with my dad because she says the suggestion box is closed. And I think it's just a nice, simple way of being like, hey, love that you want us to have kids soon. We're going to be on our own time, and the suggestion box is closed. We're not taking suggestions of timelines in our marriage.
Why does anybody feel like that's a sandbox that they should come play in? Like,
No,
no, you do not. This is not a democracy within our marriage. We are not
Yeah.
like taking votes
Yeah.
on when we should start the family. That is a very personal decision with my person, and we have got it covered. Please trust that we've got it covered. And if we need help, we will certainly ask, or we will open our suggestion box.
I love, though, that you just actually use our marriage is not a sandbox that you get to play in. That's so great. Love it. Love that.
Oh my gosh. Well, I just love these voicemails. I got to tell you, please
Keep them coming.
Oh,
Keep them-
look at that.
Yay. Well, because hearing people's voices, like you can hear their energy, all the
Yep.
things. We love hearing from the crew. Keep them coming. We will make sure to play them on Short and Sweet and to try and figure all this stuff out.
Also, please, know that we do plan on expanding and helping everybody as we talk about all these different, very important things. We plan on being able to create an environment in which you all can start to reach out to each other about things that you're going through. And if you have topics that are, that you're calling in and being brave enough to discuss with us, like there are people out there that are going through similar things. And
Yeah.
again, the theme of all this is you're not alone. So, you've got us for sure on your team. And I'm imagining so many others. So thank you.
And this is another episode of Short and Sweet. Thank you for listening.